Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Yusril Ahmadi here from Group 4, and this video we are going to analyze of the advertisement video based on the Socio Psychological tradition theory. Our group consists of four people too. There are me as the moderator, Yusril Ahmadi, and also Ahmad, Aziz, Afrizal Hartariansyah, Ahmad, Nadwa, Halimullah. Okay, let's begin the analyzing or presentation. Before that, let's know first what exactly is the Socio Psychological tradition. Socio Psychological tradition is the study of our mind and the behavior with other people. Social psychology looks at our personality, interpersonal relationship, and group behavior. Humans also have always been social creatures, but particular interest in social psychology propped up in the late 18th century. Formal research and writing about the social psychology didn't appear until the 19th century. It is study social psychological tradition, a study of one's relationship as whole to a culture rather than individual difference. Socio psychological tradition have the example. There's other example also that it was many influence study have shaped socio psychology. Starting in 1898, sociological facilitation and solution experiment. Social psychological normal treat investigate how silence responded to being around other people. Treat determined that people try harder when in front of other people, or if it was implied that other people were witnessing their performance. Okay, let's move to the next, the socio psychological concept. Like the other theory, socio psychological tradition also have the concept that the people around us influence our personality and behavior. Think of how act around our family at holiday dinner versus co-workers at the work event. These social adjustments are minor, but some social psychology concept can influence your entire belief system. Okay, we will move to the analyze the video, but before that, let's watching this video first.
Beginilah kehidupan saat ini, menggantungkan diri pada teknologi, seakan hidup sendiri. Sama sepertiku, setiap hari tidak bisa lepas dari alat ini, sampai lupa dengan kanan kiri. Aku tak mengenal waktu. Semua sahabatku menjauhiku. Kuliah tak tentu arah. Orang tuaku mengingatkanku tanpa lelah. Aku sampai resah. Aku pun semakin menjadi-jadi.
Halo, Bapak gimana sih? Aku itu lagi main, gak boleh ditelepon. Kan jadi kalah aku. Gimana sih Bapak?
Hingga akhirnya aku diingatkan oleh
Okay. The phenomenon that on the 11 seconds there on this session, the narrator is the giver of information and we ourselves are the recipient of the information. After watching the video that we played, we can already understand the intent of the informant when he said menggantungkan diri pada teknologi that was meant relies on technology with one hearing definitely refers to use smartphone among the public. It cannot be denied that we are already dependent on smartphones. It slowly changes our behaviors. Of course, the difference we can feel is very clear. From the beginning of the video, we are present with sense of people who are busy playing with their cell phone and don't care about their surrounding. Unfortunately, it does happen in our lives. For example, when we are hanging out our family or friends, of course someone is busy with their cell phone and ignoring those around them is the same as if it's like someone is there but not there. I hope you understand it. This phenomenon is strengthened by the narrator who said seakan-akan hidup sendiri, as that meant as if living alone. Without that was also without us knowing it, smartphone can indeed change a person behavior. So that is the first phenomenon from me, and the next phenomenon or the next picture will analyze by my friends is Ahmad Aziz. Ahmad Aziz, times is yours.
Okay, as what my friend mentioned, I will analyze the second picture of the advertisement. In the 30-second of the video, the actor, who is also the narrator, furrows his eyebrow when he is greeted by his friend who is wearing a blue shirt. It is a form of displeasure. It is very clear that we can conclude that the narrator doesn't want to be talked to. He doesn't want to talk with his friend. Although he doesn't say it directly, we can understand it from the experience or the body language he shows. The man who was wearing a blue shirt also raised his hand after he saw the narrator furrows his eyebrow and immediately looked at his cell phone. That is a form of dissatisfaction or disrespectful with someone else. By raising his hand and then looking at the narrator, he seemed to be saying, "What's wrong with this guy? He's so busy with his gadget to even ignore his own friend. Go ahead." Even though he didn't say it directly, that was more or less what the sign of hand meant. The narrator also said, "Until we forget the right and left," or seakan-akan kita melupakan kiri dan kanan. We as recipient of information already know that what the narrator means is he ignores the people around him. In the video, the scene when the man calls the father, we see the father closing his eyes. This view of people when they see someone close their eyes, it must be different between the people. Closing the eyes has different meaning. There are people who close their eyes because they feel relief. There are people who close their eyes because they are afraid as well, and there are those people who close their eyes because they feel disappointed. There are so many another meaning of closing eyes, but I just mentioned 3 of them. Because the father closed his eyes after hearing harsh word or bad word from his son, the father must have closed his eyes because he was so disappointed with his son. This is the message shown to us from the advertisement. So it's clear from the man's arrest word, smartphone can indeed change a person's manner. And the next phenomenon or picture will be analyzed by our friend Ahmad Nadwa Halimullah. The time is yours.
Okay, I am Ahmad Nadwa, and the last picture, the last second saw the child who is addicted to the cell phone being hit by a car while holding the cell phone. What interesting in the last second is that we don't know whether he is dead or not. But after the cell phone ring and it doesn't pick up right away, it means the creator of the video wants to tell us that the child is dead. The next topic, factor of attitude. Factor of attitude change. Number one, effective. Start playing smartphone. Number two, cognitive, interested in application and features of smartphone. And the last number, behavioral, addicted to play smartphone, cannot get away from smartphone in his daily life, do everything to fulfill the fun when play smartphone and being a person who gets angry easily. And the next topic by Afrizal.
Okay, I'm Afrizal Hartariansyah will explain the effect that can arise from the ad impression R. The first one is behavior effect. We must avoid the behavior exhibited by the characters in the video. We are taught to be wise in playing gadgets. Therefore, we must use technology properly. This ad is instead to socialize the dangers of mobile phone addiction. And second, attitudinal effect. Attitudinal effect is how life is currently depending on technology. And third, cognitive effect. We agree with the figures who say that nowadays we are to depend on gadget. Is it true that we really need gadget to support life? Because smartphones have many features that are useful for us, from searching for information, to the tools used to work. But excessive use is also not good for us personally. An example, a character who scolds his father and ignores his friends. That's behavior we don't agree with. The fourth is psychological effect. In real life, many children are damaged by smartphones. Excessive use of gadgets will have a negative impact on children's social and emotional development. The bad impact of using gadgets on children is that children become private individuals, often stay up late, like to be alone, commit violence, are addicted to playing games, and so on. The example is clear from advertisement. And because of this, we finish our presentation and analyzing. So before I close the video, I will tell you the conclusion. This analysis aims to determine the process of communication using the social psychology tradition approach. This finding is in line with social learning theory, where behavior determines the behavior of people who are addicted to buying smartphones, are influenced by personal determined excessive use of social media. Okay, because of this we finished our video, and I'm sorry because there are mistakes and thank